Thanks for checking out hook'em.com. Danny Davis, Brian Davis. As you can tell by the jersey behind us, old Barry Sander, we're in Stillwater. Unfortunately for you Texas fans, Longhorns drop a 38-35 decision to the underdog Cowboys on their homecoming. Texas probably dropping in the polls on Sunday, but Brian, just kind of initial reactions, kind of a eventful game, but a lot of things to talk about. But why don't we just talk about the Longhorns, rallying, because I know that was a thing you really focused on.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, pistols were firing on all cylinders tonight for the Pokes, and I expected that. I expected Mike Gundy and his team, the season on the brink, their whole thing. You knew they were going to play well, and they certainly did. Cornelius, their quarterback for them, a guy who has kind of been ripped, among the Oklahoma State fan base. He was terrific tonight. Came out firing. All systems go. They had 260 yards total in the first quarter alone. I wrote that it was a statistical abomination, right? But as bad as things looked for Texas tonight, the fact that they crawled back in this game, they were down by 17, just like they were against Maryland. They didn't take the lead, but they got back within 3 twice. The resolve, Danny, that this team showed tonight was a real sign to me that this thing is on the right track.
Yeah, and this is a team, down 17 twice in the first half, 24-7, and then the 31-14 score at halftime. Claw back, had some chances to maybe put together some drives,
sure,
to maybe take a lead, but unfortunately, Brandon Jones goes backwards on a punt return, which to his credit, he stood up and took it in the post-game press conference.
He did,
and as did Andrew Beck, who had a key holding penalty in this game. So, I mean, this is a team that made mistakes. As Tom Herman has said consistently throughout the season, this isn't a team that can just roll out and beat anybody. They feel like when they play their best, they can beat anybody, but they can't just show up with a C effort and win on a homecoming on someone else's turf. So, I mean, they're going to have a lot of things to look at in the film room. Taylor Cornelius, like we said, looked really, really good tonight. Did not look like a quarterback who people thought should be losing his job. Looked like a all-conference pick tonight.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this is a team that's going to need to improve, because West Virginia, they can throw around the ball too, and that matchup is going to be upcoming very quickly for these Longhorns.
No doubt about it. Will Greer, who was a Heisman candidate at the beginning, he's probably not a Heisman candidate now, but still a very good quarterback, I think, leading a one-loss Mountaineer team to Royal Memorial Stadium. That game will be at 2:30 next Saturday, we found out tonight. And Danny, they feel like they owe Texas something a little bit after what happened last year. And if you think about it, West Virginia, they only have one loss, and their CFP and Big 12 title hopes are just as intact. Texas, we should really stress, Texas still controls their own destiny in the Big 12 title race. You can probably forget about the CFP now, especially with 2 losses. But Texas still absolutely has a great shot at making the Big 12 championship game. They just got to keep winning.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Lots on the line next week, so this will be definitely worth checking out. We'll be there. We hope you guys are there next week, checking us out on hook'em.com, and we'll see you then.